Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the grade 9 in Information and Communication Technology course. Today, I'm going to look at briefly what you are supposed to learn during grade 9, and then we'll start with the lesson 1. So, if I go through the topics that you are supposed to do, the first one is like preparation of computer specification. Now, under that topic, we will discuss there are different users and they have different requirements. So, when you're building a computer, you have your requirements are different. So, how do you create a computer which suits to each of these different users? So, that's what we are going to look at in lesson number 1. Then lesson number 2, we'll be revisit electronic spreadsheets. Already you have started this, but we'll continue grade 9 as well. We'll talk more about how you may store data in a spreadsheet and use of functions to manipulate your data and also graphing. Lesson number 3, programming. So under that, we will discuss basic programming concepts, which you should know. Now, with the current situation, everybody should learn coding in different levels. So in grade 9, also we started to look at, programming aspect. Lesson number 4, now things are going in more on hardware. Everywhere we see sensors in machines, the computers, even in your fan, you might have a microcontroller. Microcontroller means single chip computer, we call it. That means you have everything in a computer in a single chip, and we can use this single chip to control it. Now, especially when it comes to robotics, you will see that when robot builds, there will be a small circuit where it will, control everything. So we will be starting how microcontrollers used here. So there we will discuss how you may control using these single chip computers. Then lesson number 5, we'll be looking at computer networks, which means connecting computers together. You know that the largest possible computer network is the internet, and where all the computers around the world are connected to each other using different technologies. Now, likewise, in your school computer lab, right? If you have several computers, by connecting computers together, creating computer, you can get a lot of advantage. So we will be discussing that under lesson 5. Finally, overall, we will look at how ICT and society go together. So sometimes you know that there are advantages and disadvantages of use of ICT, and different ways of affect this technology in the on the society. So that's what we will discuss under session number 6. Okay, so let's start with the lesson number 1. The main topic that we are going to discuss under lesson number 1 is preparation of computer specifications. Now, when you say computer specification, we are going to look at different computing parts or different devices connects to computers. So we will cover computers and what we call peripheral devices. Then I told you like different users have different requirements. And for that, we have to select devices which satisfies user requirement. So that's what we are going to look at next. Then how to create computer specification. So if someone asks you to, okay, I want to buy a computer and can you help me? So in that particular case, you should know how to answer that particular question. So we will be looking at how to create computer specification. And when you're preparing specification, there are different factors that you need to consider. Technical factors such as technical factors technical factors such as the speed of the computer and the memory, right? So these things we discuss it as technical factors. Then when we look at the other parts, we have non-technical factors are also there. This is what we are going to look at it, right? So the chapter start with looking at the computer shop and discuss about like purchasing a computer, and you see the two of them, they have different requirements. So likewise, different users, they have different requirements, right? So when you're purchasing a computer, you have to think about this, right? Which computer I should purchase? Okay, what are the things we need in my computer? So that you need to make a decision, right? So if you ask like whether any computer will suit you, right? Yes, there are many types available. You can use like desktop computers, laptop computers, again depend on the requirement, and also like amount of money sometimes you have. That means the budget. And then if you are considering the performance, let's say you are playing games and you have to play 3D games with the quality, high quality 3D games, then yes, you have to, it's a very powerful computer, but it will cost a lot, right? So these things you need to consider. Okay, let me start this by looking at different uses of the computers. Now, anyone who uses a computer, we call it as a user. Then we know that different people use computers differently, right? So some examples are given here, right? Now, these things we will discuss later on when you go to grade 10, grade 11. And after that, if you learn more, you will learn more about different types of users. But let me start a programmer. What programmer does, right? We know that we run all computer programs, like Windows is a computer program. Word is another computer program. Excel, another computer program. Someone has to develop it. What do you mean by develop? Someone has to code, type, right? Type the program for the required functionality, right? So when you take a program like Windows operating system, hundreds of thousands of developers actually build this for the years, right? So basically, their focus is developing computer programs. There are some infographics I want to share with you, but I'll come later on. Then we have network administrators, right? Network meaning connecting computers together. And if you take the internet, that is the largest possible network we could have, right? So that's we call the internet. So the network administrator is a person who's responsible for managing and maintaining computer networks. Manages it. That means you create it, right? You observed it. If there are any, you fix it, right? Later on, you maintain, right? When new requirement comes in, you attend to it. Then system analyst. So this is one of the careers if you pursue in computing. So there'll be information system designers. They design, like if you take a building, we will have architects who build design the building. Likewise, somebody has to design the software system as well. So the person is known as system analysis. And software engineer again develops software. So you may be wondering what is the difference between programmer and software engineers. So most of the time software engineers, they work themselves, sometimes without help of a senior manager or a technical head, whereas programmers comes under somebody focusing on maybe one computer programming language and so on. Then officers, you will see people work in the computer. So we call computer application assistant. So they are comfortable with, they type letters, they make spreadsheets, make presentations, and helping the top level managers, right, to work with. So basically they are helpers. Finally, we will have web developer. Now, Dhananji, you might see a lot of websites are there nicely, developed. You have a lot of interactions that can happen. A lot of animations are there. So somebody has to develop as well as maintain these websites, and the person we call web developer. Okay, now I would like to share some of the infographics I have collected before start this. So let me share those. Right. Okay. So this is actually in this infographic. Let me share. So these are like some of the infographics, meaning like graphics with a lot of information, we call it, right? So after finishing this, I will put one or two in the WhatsApp group so that you can refer this more detail. Right now, so this particular infographics is about IT careers, like different persons. Now here we will have computer networking professional like network engineers, database system and administration professional like database administrators who look after the data, information technology managers, computer systems professionals, software developers. So these are some of them, right? And then they learn different type of application development, right? So you will see system analyst, database administration, software development, web development, right? So likewise there are different jobs in IT. And then there are a lot of programming languages like Java, JavaScript, C++, SQL. We will discuss these things later on. So there are different programming languages out there. So their requirements are different. As you see, it lists down different person. And in this particular case, I got software developer, and then I'm actually going to focus on their responsibilities. They actually design, install software system, then test and maintain, solve problems, review broken code. Broken code means sometimes software fails, software will not work. So then you have to go through the code and correct the mistakes, right? So those are like some of the responsibilities if you are going to work as a software developer. Likewise, if you look at network administrators, their tasks are different, right? So they are providing technical support. You will see there's a call, right? Users will connect through the calls, and then you should answer them. So, and at the same time they work on the network system. So in the background what you see here is a lot of network computers, right? For example, if you look at very high performance computers, there will be a lot of processors connected through network cables. And this is about the system administrators, like network administrators, and person who's looking at the whole system, we call system administrators. When you say system administrator, there are different. When you say network administrator, he look after only the network. But when you say system, he is responsible for looking at software, hardware, and everything together. So we call system admin. Right. Then system analysis. So this is like what they should do. They should examine existing IT system. They should understand the technical requirements, should come up with a technical solution, right? And oversee the development. So from this couple of examples, what you should notice is the user's requirements are different to each other. User requirements are different to each other. Next, let's look at the selection of computer to suit user requirements, right? There are different user requirements. Now, for example, I told you for students, you need to access internet. You need to prepare documents. You want to play computer games, of course, right? Editing video, audio, video material, especially quite popular nowadays. Graphic design. So these are some of the what we call user requirements. Right, when it comes to user requirements, you have to select from what is available in the market, right? Sometimes we might not be able to take, computer which suits to 100% because we have to make a selection based on what is available. Now, for example, nowadays, imports are limited. So because of that, we might not get, frequently the newest technologies. Right? We have a limited stocks available. Then you have to make a selection based on what is available. Then there are like, if you look at the computers, you can classify them. We call non-portable computers. Right? What do you mean by portable? Portable. Yes, you can easily take it here and there. You can move easily. It's portable. Right. So when you say non-portable, all these bigger, very powerful computers like server computers, workstations, they are non-portable computers. At the same time, desktop computers, you can't, move here and there. Let's say you are, let's say you don't have a laptop and you are trying to, take a desktop computer here and there. So it might be a problem, right? Maybe you can put it in a backpack and take it. But then again, how about the monitor? And then at the same time, all-in-one computers, yes, all these are known as, non-portable computers. And basically, they are operated on a main electric power supply, which means there's no battery operated, which means you have to permanently connect the machine into power. And at the same time, they are large. The size compared to, other types of computers, right? The size will be large and they are heavy as well. So whatever the computers you see inside the houses, schools, and offices mostly comes under non-portable computers. Okay, Senir, what is non-portable computers? Computers which we can carry on anywhere, right? Okay. Dhananji, can you give me an examples for non-portable computers? Yes, desktop computer, it's a non-portable computer. So the next one is sometimes we need computers for mobile usage, like laptop, tablet, even the smartphones. Now the phone with all the capacity as a computer, you know that sometimes our mobile phone is more powerful than our computer. So that can happen, right? And when you have the same facilities as a computer, we call those phones as smartphones, right? So all this comes under mobile usage. And one difference, if you compare with the non-portable computers, you have a rechargeable batteries. So that means main power is not compulsory. Main electricity power supply is not compulsory when it comes to when you have mobile computers. So when you use computers for mobile use. So you can take them with you, right? And then when you're traveling, you can work on with your machine, right? So that's possible. So these are the two different types of, computers according to their nature and the use. Right. So here's the graphic where, you will select a set of computers, right? So non-portable computers, in this side, we have workstation computer. We have workstation computer. We have server computer, desktop computer, all in one. And then mobile computers, laptop, notebook, tablet, and smartphone. Okay, if I go very briefly what all these computers are used for, workstation computers usually they are connected to a network. So in network environment, the powerful computers you will see is known as workstation computers. Similarly, server computers are here and there. Now, for example, when you Google, right? When you use Google services to search something, it will connect to the Google server computer. So server computers are everywhere, like different continents, different countries, and they serve. That's why we call server. So if they serve web pages, we call web servers. If they serve emails like Gmail, then we call email servers. If you take something like Google Drive, then file servers. So likewise, different servers are there to provide different services. Next, desktop computers. So we know that this is general users mostly use desktop computers for various reasons. And then again, we have all-in-one computers. So all-in-one meaning like you don't have a separate processor. Processor is actually integrated with the screen itself. Everything is inside the screen. Okay, the other four are mobile computers like laptop. Can anyone of you tell me like why we call this as a laptop computer? Yes and no, we keep the computer on the lap, right? Okay, so that's why we call it laptop computer. Then we have a notebook computer. Dhananjay, can you tell me like why we are saying notebook computer? The size of the computer is similar to a notebook. Yes, that's why. Then we have a tablet computer. Now you know that even we are not using a keyboard, we are using a touchpad, right? So in tablet computers, we can have both an input and output, which is interesting and lightweight, and you can travel here and there. And even if you look at the smartphones, comes under this. This is also a type of computer. You can perform calculations the way you want. Okay. Any questions? Meet Amatara Mataputikian. Can you tell me like, okay, so let's start with this. The server computer is dedicated to provide respective services. I told you like you can use examples. I told you like email server, like Gmail. Yes, game servers, document servers, file servers, like us. They are providing different services, or web server, and so on, right? And then has a comparatively large screen and can be taken from place to place. Yes. So what are the things we can move here and there? Laptop, mobile, tablet. So which one has the largest screen? Yes. Let's look at Dhananji's, just your answer is correct. So it should be laptop, right? Comparatively large screen. Right, mobile computers. The student can use for and surfing internet, reading, storing information, refer electronic dictionaries, mobile computers. The other two mobile computers that we will discuss. What are the two? That is mobile and tablet. So one could be mobile. We can say mobile smartphone, and the next one we can say tablet computer. So we can say tablet computer. Right. Right. The last one, the cannot be taken from place to place. That means it could be server, desktop, or all in one. Use least space. Space is limited compared to the others, but have several peripheral devices. The external devices connects to the monitor. Yes, what was it? Yes. Which one takes the least space? Is it a desktop or is it a all-in-one? Which one takes least space? Dhananji? Least space. Laptop or all-in-one? Yes. We can say all-in-one. Yes, correct. Should be all-in-one. Right. Computer. Because compared to desktop, all-in-one has only a monitor. The space only monitor uses. But desktop computer, yes, you need some. So home and office, so the first one could be then desktop computer, right? Mobile computers, the students can use for, as Dhananji suggested, studies and surfing internet, reading, storing information, refer electronic dictionaries, mobile phones, and tablet computers. Good. Two places I need to make the correction, so others are okay. Others are okay. So this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. First one again, I think first and the last you need to check, right? Okay. Seniru, you also the first and last one are the problems, otherwise, yeah. Okay. So we'll move to the next one. The first activity we have done. Okay, we'll go back to the lesson again. Right. Now the important things we need to discuss, right? You can learn from commercial advertisement on computers, magazines, newspapers, websites, right? And also like expert in computers. If you go to computer shops, you can gather information, right? Let me show you a couple of advertisement. We will visit this again, but for the time being, let me share some of the places. Let's say we are going to purchase a computer. Can you tell me some websites where I can search for computer details? Dhananji? Some website to look to purchase a computer. Ikman, okay. Yes, we can go to Ikman. What else? Actually, Ikman is not only for computers, but anything. So let me say I want to purchase electronics. and under electronics, let's say a computer, right? So you can get details of computers, the prices, their performance. Okay, we have the first advertisement, Core i3 second generation gaming computers. Let's look at the advertisement. There are a lot of information given here. Right now we might not know everything, but yeah, let's see, right? So in this advertisement, it says the condition is it's a used computer, desktop computer. The brand is Intel and the model is Core i3 second generation gaming computer, right? And the processor is given, motherboard type is given, hard disk space is given. Likewise, when you looking at this advertisement, you can learn a lot. Let me go to another website. I visit the Singer Sri Lanka website, and then let's say I want to purchase what is it? Right, computers like you see here, ZenBook Flip 1 is there. Right. Let me go to products. Where can I find the products? Okay, here are the lot of products are there, but what I'm interested in purchasing a computer. So which means I have to change the category. So when I click it here, there are some products are available. Okay, here's the first one. I'm going to select mobiles and tablets. And then under that, okay, there are different types available. Let's say laptops. So if you go to laptops, then it lists a lot of, different laptops available. Price are okay. So we were discussing another website to look at the computer. So let me reduce the size so that it will be clear to us what exactly we are looking for. So let's you can compare here. There's a nice feature where you can compare different computers. Let me say I'm going to compare this one, click compare, and with this, right, and then maybe a little bit low in computer. Okay, I can connect more, so maybe a very simple computer. Let me check. Well, okay, I will select this. Okay, maximum 3, so we cannot compare. Right, okay, so let's look at the comparison. So when I say compare, now the websites compare 3 computers together. So you can see the details. Let me increase the size so that it will be clear to you. So you see that the 3 computers, you have the prices vary from 100,000 rupees to 300,000 rupees. And then there are some things that you need to understand what this is. Right? So the type is says normal laptops, and this one is a gaming laptop. And suitability is there. So for gamers, professionals, university students, there will be models, the generation, processor, graphics. So you see, we have different, values in each of these, right? So you see that we need to know exactly why we are purchasing computer. So after comparing, you can learn a lot, right? So I'll come to this later on. Again, how you may compare, but one idea is you can learn by visiting the website, going through the advertisement. So take the paper. So you will see there are some advertisement where you can learn about computers, right? So focus on more on this. So let's back to the the book. Let's look at what are peripheral devices. What are peripheral devices? Right? So there are a lot of devices which connects to the computer. Right? You see the microphone is there, printer there, keyboard, mouse, flash drives, speakers, monitors, even the optical disc. All these are known as peripheral devices, right? That means it could be input, it could be storage, it could be output. You know that input device means sometimes you feed the data to the computer, like keyboard, like mouse. And then storage devices, like hard disk drive, like flash drive, like optical disk. So we will keep to store data, storage devices we call it. And third, output devices, then they provide the information. Okay, so monitor, speakers are examples for output device. So basically any computer device you can categorize as input, output, and storage, right? And they are called peripheral devices. Okay, so let me do an exercise. Right, I want to find out peripheral devices in this, right? And in the WhatsApp. So what are the peripheral devices you can see here? Let me go to that. Okay, let me get a better one. Okay, let me find out a picture of this. Right. So here is the one. Sorry for the delay. Right. I want you to classify these devices as input, output, and storage. Send me the answer in the WhatsApp. What are the input devices? What are the output devices? And what are the storage devices? Send me the answers. Input, output, and storage devices. I want you to classify them. Quite finished? Dhananji, you need more time? Okay, good. Okay, let's look at the answers. Storage. Right. Speakers. Yes, we know speakers output sounds, right? Music. So speaker is a output device. Right, so that is correct. Then monitor, again monitor is a output device. It's output the pictures. Printer, again output device. plotter, output device, projector, output device. CD, DVD, it should be storage. So CD should come, then your answer CD should come under storage device. Webcam, yes, it should be input. Fax, fax, yes. I guess input output both, because through fax you can send information, yes, and then you can receive. So fax should come under both input and output. USB drive, yes, it should be storage device. Touch screen, it's both. Write down both input and output, isn't it? Your mobile phone touch screen can be used as both input as well as output. USB again, storage device. Camera, yes, input device. Okay, good. Okay, quickly identify these devices. Write down these devices. If you do not know, forget about it. Identify, okay, give me the names of these devices. If you don't know everything, it's okay. Yes. Yes, we can say light pen. Yes, it can be a kind of a light pen. Yes. Then you will have mouse, web camera. Then you have a camera, or you can say digital camera. Then we can have microphone. You have to have a scanner. Then we have graphic tablet, right? So this is called graphic tablet. So this is called graphic tablet. So those who architects, painters, those who want to create digital images, you can use graphic tablet. Then what is this one? That's a joystick. Right. Okay. I think we can now go back to the lesson again. So if you go here now, you'll see, identify how to put down these devices. And then if you put them into input output storage, this is how we will get. So in input, we will have keyboard, mouse, microphone, output, monitor, printer, speaker. So touchscreen, as you can see, it's both input and output. And then we have a storage devices, hard disk, optical disk, flash drive, and magnetic tape. Okay, now go back to the workbook. I want you to perform activity number 1.2. Yes, let's start. So we have monitor here, then printer. So this is the printer, keyboard, headphone, scanner, speaker, mouse, and web camera. Okay, good. Okay, so let's finish for today, and then we'll be meeting next week, and we'll continue from where we have stopped. So there's activity in activity number 1.3. So do it in your machine and then send me a screenshot of it, and we'll discuss the details next week. Okay, thanks, Jananji. Then we'll meet next week at the same time. That means Saturday at 8:30.